Hey guys, and welcome back to another FM22 Transfer Guide with me, Raxall FM, where today we are going over 3 signings and 3 sales for Tottenham Hotspur, a side that I think we all know have not won a trophy for a significant period of time, having only finished in the 2nd place back in 2017, which is a fairly respectable result, but most recently all the way down in 7th place. I know that we can bring this team back up to where they belong in the top 4, competing for those trophies with a couple of intelligent sales and a couple of intelligent signings. So if you are excited for today's video, please make sure you do smash the like button, as well as subscribing to the Raxall FM YouTube channel so you don't miss the daily Football Manager content. Let's take a look at what the board want you to do with this football club. Surely they want you to win a title at some point in time, but they want you to first of all play attacking football, sign players under the age of 22, play possession football, develop players using the youth system, have a lot of youngsters coming through the ranks at the moment, do not sign players over the age of 30, play entertaining football, and they want you to sign 2-year contracts for players over the age of 30. I thought I wasn't meant to sign players over the age of 30. Okay, work within the budget, reach the final of the Euro Cup 2, good thing that's only in Football Manager and not in real life. They want you to qualify for the Champions League, so top 4 is what they want, as well as reaching the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. I think that in the future, they want you to work towards winning the Premier League title. Actually, they want you to do that within 4 or 5 seasons. My maths could be slightly off there, but, you know, around that sort of area. And at first, I'd say, based off its club that's finished in 7th place last year, getting into the Champions League is a bit ambitious, not like overly crazy ambitious, but it is a bit of a task to be given us. But you get £100 million, and I really don't know where that's come from. I never really think of Tottenham as, yeah, no, they have the biggest budget out of all the teams in England. So I was surprised when I opened this up, and I can understand why they want you to do kind of decent in this year's league. So I'm certainly going to enjoy this save. I hope that you guys are too. But let's go out, let's make some sales, and let's make some signings. Of course, I'm starting with the sales. Shout out to my cat for playing with her litter during that last wee bit. The first player that we are selling is Ben Davies. He's a man that's been at Tottenham Hotspur for quite some time, a very solid left back. Never played all the games in a Premier League season, but 29 being his highest is a very respectable amount. With other players able to play in that left back position now, though, I think he does go down in the pecking order, especially with Reguilón just being signed to the football club. And if we do compare the two of them, we can see there's not a whole lot in it, but Reguilón being 24 years of age, I think is the preferred choice. And with youngsters like even Sessegnon coming up, and can Tanganga? No, I think Tanganga's more of a right-sided centre-back, but you know what I mean. There's options in that position, and unfortunately, I don't think we need him in the club anymore. At a value of 26 to 31 million pounds, I'd be more than happy to sell him for that, as well as the fact that he's 28 years of age, so not at a point where he's going to get a whole lot better in his footballing career. So let's go cash in on the man while we still can. In the save, we've sold him to Juventus, where he's going to be a squad player, and he's worth between 10.5 to 15 million pounds because I sold him for only 12. And I'm sure that if you hold out for quite a bit longer than I did, because I sold him within like the first 3 days of the save, but you could potentially get a higher transfer fee for him. But I still think 12 million pounds is a very good fee to get for an aging left back that you're not going to use as a starter or a rotation player. I'm more than happy to get rid of him. Unfortunately, not the perfect fit for the team at the moment. Just, yeah, like the lesser of all the options, and the fact that he has gone down to 10.5 to 15 million pounds makes me feel a wee bit better about selling him. No, I don't want to ask the agent about his fee. Look, let's just move on to the next sale. The next player we're selling is a bit of a regular starter for the Tottenham Hotspur team, and has been for quite some time. It's Eric Dyer, and he is leaving the club just because he's 27 years of age, and he's still not that world-class centre-back that I think you need in the Tottenham Hotspur squad. He's also worth 30 million to 32 million pounds. Been at the club for a very long time, coming in for just 4 million pounds, but never quite reached insane heights as a centre-back. A bit dodgy here and there. In Football Manager, I imagine he would be a great option. But with other players that are coming through the ranks, like Romero, who has just been signed, or even another man like Sanchez, who has been at the club for a couple more years. If you compare the two, there's not a whole lot in it. And with Dyer being the oldest of the bunch, I think it is time to sell him on, unfortunately. I think we could get a pretty decent fee for the man. In this save, he stayed in the Premier League, going to Chelsea, which surprises me. But what surprises me even more, that we've gotten £24 million for him, and he has somehow got a value of 47 to 56. Yeah, I'm content with that fee. I think that is a very tasty amount for a player that should not be a long-term starter for you in this save, and he should not realistically be a squad player for too much longer at his age and with his ability. To be fair, he does have some very nice stats, a bit of versatility, but not the direction that we're wanting this Tottenham team to go in. So cashing in on him now is a really good option, especially when you can get £24 million for him. The last sale is a loan, so I'm not going to go over it for too long. It's just because, honestly, this Tottenham side has very, very good players where they actually have players. It's a bit of a small squad, but the players that they do actually have are really decent, so it's hard to decide on who is worthwhile selling. So I've decided, instead of getting rid of a player that was actually useful to the squad, I would loan out a youngster in the form of Dane Scarlett, who has played a game in the Premier League and is now going down to Nottingham Forest in the Championship, getting a bit of game time out there and hopefully scoring a bunch of goals, coming back with a bit more ability because his potential is incredible. So I think it's a very good idea to get this man out on loan. I know it's a bit of a cop-out, but we're now going to take a look at who we can improve the squad with and what positions we need. Let's analyse the team. With those sales made, this is what your starting 11 is going to look a little something like. Rodin in the centre-back position, a player I also didn't bring up, got decent bit of ability for 23 years of age, sorry, just thought I'd mention there, and it is a very strong 11. I think that this is the formation, or maybe more of a defensive formation, that a lot of people might go for this Tottenham Hotspur lineup, as well as a 5 at the back, because they do have so many centre-back options. If we go to our best 11 there, we can see that is still a very strong squad. So it is pretty good that you do have a good foundation to begin this side. But when you go to the squad depth screen, I think you can see a few more issues. My favourite screen. I love this screen so much, boys and girls. Starting off in the striker position, you've got Harry Kane. And I'm sorry, but you don't have anyone else. You got rid of Scarlett on loan. Even he is not ready to be starting. All of these players down are wingers or cams or not out-and-out strikers. But Harry Kane needs a backup. We can see that in real life. We can see that in Football Manager. He's 27 years of age, so he needs someone to be behind him. 28 years of age now, sorry. To come in if he's not playing well, if he's injured, or if anything happens, you need a backup to Harry Kane. So we're going to definitely go out and do that. In the left wing position, I think you're absolutely fine with Heung-min Son. Even got the backups in the form of Sessegnon, Alli, Lucas Moura. Lucas will probably be more suited to this right-hand side, but Bergwijn can definitely do a job out there, as well as Gil as well. I think the right-hand side is more concerning, as Moura is your starting right winger. Not the most incredibly gifted player. I mean, decent, don't get me wrong, but 28 years of age, might be good to get another player in there. Not super desperate, as you do have Gil and Bergwijn, but, you know, could be looking to get a new right winger. If you do want to play with a central attacking midfielder, I think it is a very strong position for you to look into improving, because Dele Alli is not quite the player he once was for the squad, as well as Lo Celso being a bit more suited to the central midfield spot. So if you want to move that back down into the central midfield, you will need a better cam in there. So in central midfield, we can see that we don't have as many issues with Skip being a youngster, Højbjerg being a starter, Lo Celso being a starter, or even Ndombele. I don't think you need to be too hasty about improving those positions for now. At right back, you've got Emerson and Doherty, as well as Tanganga, who can do a job there. You're sorted. Left back, you've got Reguilón and Sessegnon. Maybe getting a more elite left back in the future could be a decent idea, as Reguilón does not have a whole lot of potential, but I think you're absolutely fine for the first few seasons in this squad. But centre-back, I think, needs an instant impact starter elite player to lock down that position. So I think that's what we will go out and do. Goalkeeper, Lloris and Galini are absolutely fine for you. So not a whole lot needing to be improved in this team, but going over again, a reserve striker is crucial. A cam or a right winger could be decent, and a centre back is what you need. So let's go into the market and let's sign some players. I mean, you've all skipped to this point anyway. The reserved striker is in the football club. Dušan Vlahović. Oh my goodness, that's a difficult name. But I tell you what, this man is a baller in real life. He is tearing up the Serie A, and in Football Manager, he is going to tear up the Premier League with incredible set of stats. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 21 years of age, £100 million worth of value, and comes in for just £50 million. What a signing this man is. I think you could absolutely justify starting him next to Harry Kane, as he's already considered an elite striker, or letting him be that reserve for a couple of years and then take over. I think he is the perfect backup with so much potential to grow. I just don't see why you wouldn't sign him in a Tottenham Hotspur save, boys and girls. If you're going with 5 at the back, this is perfect to put next to him. Could play Son in that cam position and have an elite strike force, banging in the goals, left, right and centre, 17 finishing, 15 pace, really good stats across the board, able to play as a complete forward, pressing forward, advanced forward, and maybe a poacher if you really want him to. So I love what he brings to the table, and I think he is an incredible signing. The next player we've brought in is a centre-back option, and here's a centre-back starter, Nicolas Soule. He comes in at 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, and for only £10 million. Could eventually rise to £22 million, but even that is an absolute bargain for a player that is already worth between £33 million and £45 million. Also, 25 years of age, a bit of room to improve, elite stats already. I think he is the perfect centre-back for this save, and most saves in Footy Manager this year. What a signing he is, and how much is he going to help this side? He's invaluable. If you compare him to Romero, who is going to be his partner in centre-back, and if you are not doing that partnership, you need to, well, actually, if you're doing it for like a defensive, youngster reason, I can understand it, but you should be doing this partnership because they both have such good stats. Romero doing better in defending and mentals, but then Soule has better in everything else, got the height, he is a beast in defence. I think he is going to be brilliant, especially going forward for those corners, and we know how much we love corners in Footy Manager this year. And the final signing is Pedro Goncalves? It's not going to be Calves, is it? Calves? Oh, just Pedro. We're going with Pedro. He's a young central attacker midfielder, 23 years of age, able to play on the right wing perfectly and the central midfield very well. Got beautiful stats for that cam position. Able to finish it like nothing else. Able to dribble like decently, and has a good first touch as well as some decent mental stats, a decent bit of pace and a bit of potential in there too. He comes in from Sporting for just £22 million, could eventually rise to 32, but again, the theme of this episode is just incredible bargains for what you are getting, because he is going to be a world-class cam for you for years and years to come. Potentially the younger Bruno Fernandes in this Tottenham Hotspur lineup, and he is going to lock down that cam, central midfield or right wing position for this foreseeable future. I love what he brings to the table, able to play on that right wing position. If you don't like Mora, you could bring Alli into that cam position. I love that you could go with the 5 at the back formation, play him in the cam position if you want, and then have, I've completely lost him. Let's just quick pick. Let's quick pick. Best 11. Here we go. He'll be in the cam position. Son will be next to Kane, and then you're able to have Vlahović on the bench, still able to develop as a rotation option. I just think these signings are incredible because they're just bargains. They're just incredible bargains, and I cannot believe these are all signings I have not made yet in Football Manager. I saw them in the scout reports, and I thought, yeah, no, that's happening. So you got a lot of options tactically, you got some bargains financially, and you've still got £50 million in the bank account. I think this is one of the biggest W's I've ever done, genuinely, and it pains me to make this video as an Arsenal fan, but I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience with Tottenham Hotspur. So I hope that this helps your Tottenham Hotspur save. If you did a save with them, let me know down in the comment section below who you signed, who you sold, and also please let me know who you want me to do a 3 signings and 3 sales for next. This one has come from a comment. Sorry, I cannot remember who commented on it. It might have been Chook. Could have been Chook. If it's not Chook, Shout out to Chuck. Love you, Chuck. You're a brilliant man. Or woman. I actually don't know, by the way. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I was about to dig myself into a hole. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you have enjoyed the content so far. Make sure you don't miss out on any of the future uploads on this channel. And I will see you all later.